Hey guys, this video is going to be about simplifying an investment strategy and basically getting involved in investments without the complication. I think overall, if anyone is, trying to get into this, I think the typical go-to thought process is I don't know what I'm doing. I want someone like a financial planner to take care of this for me because I don't know what the heck is going on. They do, and I'll pay the small fee to make sure that it's done correctly. My argument to that is I'm hoping at the end of the video you've got enough information to where you feel more confident doing this on your own, so you keep all of your money instead of giving some of that to a financial planner who is basically going to do the exact same stuff that I'm going to tell you to do, and I'm going to just show you how it's a lot easier than what they're going to explain. First things first, I do not recommend investing in anything at all if you have credit card debt currently. Pay that off first. You're getting 20, 25%, 28% interest on a credit card. There is no way you're going to out invest that bad interest. So handle that first. That's like the first thing I would tell you. Second thing is set up an account. So there's multiple different platforms that will allow you to set up an account. The one that I use personally, and I'm only going to tell you one to simplify this, is Vanguard. Vanguard is a free platform. You can download their app, create a username and a login. You can Google their phone number, call the phone number, tell them you want to open an account. They will walk you through everything over the phone. I did this. I had previous accounts with an employer back when I had normal jobs and had regular 401k retirement plans with those regular jobs. I did a rollover and Vanguard handled all of it and simplified the heck out of it. So if you have no accounts currently, set up a Vanguard account. If you have an existing account from a previous employer that is not really doing a whole lot for you, transfer it. You can do a rollover and move it over into a Vanguard account. So that's what I would recommend first, to set the account up. The second strategy is obviously you have, like, the overwhelming message is investments. Investing in general is very simple. The magic is in actually doing it. There's lots of cool, flashy things on Instagram and Facebook about how you can invest in this, this, or this and make crazy returns. And 99 out of 100 times, the people that are pushing those are broke. So take that into consideration when making your decisions. Investing is simple. So I'll make one other quick point. I read a book called Money Master the Game. It's written by Tony Robbins. I read this several years ago. I was just talking to a friend on Facebook just the other day about this. He's reading it as well and also finding value in it. I've learned most of this crap just from buying Audible for $15 a month and reading books from people who know more than me. I'm going to regurgitate some of that to you. So what he talks about in that book is he basically says at the end of this book, you're going to know more about investing than 99% of financial planners. Financial planners, for the most part, are insurance salesmen. They're going to throw your money into a safe index fund, which is fantastic, but they're going to take a portion of your profits, which is not fantastic. They're also going to try to get you into an insurance product that's going to make them a commission. They're going to also make trades, and they're going to call you and say, hey, I think we should probably move this to this. And you're like, hey, that sounds great. I don't know anything about what I'm doing. So you do you and get her done. Every time they make a trade, they make a commission. So keep that in mind. You literally do not need a financial planner. So first step, open your Vanguard account. If you have a regular W-2 job and they already offer this type of stuff, stick with it. Great news. There's kind of an order of operations that I stick to with this. One is, I'm going to regurgitate some Dave Ramsey stuff. Match beats Roth beats traditional. So what that means is if you have an employer that's giving you some type of plan where they say, hey, if you invest 5% of your paycheck into this fund, we'll match 5% of it. that's always going to be, if you're getting 100% on your money from them matching, that's going to outdo anything else. So that's the first thing. If you have an employer set up account, do that. So match beats Roth. So Roth is the second best, beats traditional. Roth is basically a Roth IRA, any type of account. There's pros and cons to these, and I have differing beliefs as well on these. A Roth account, if you're investing into a Roth account, you are not saving any money up front on the money you're putting in, but it is growing tax free, and that's the benefit of a Roth. In years and years past down the road, when you retire, you're pulling this money out, you're pulling it out tax free. That's the advantage of a Roth. For people that are in maybe a high income earnings scenario, there's several years where I'm going to get wrecked on taxes, and I want to invest in a traditional IRA because every penny that I'm putting in, every dollar I put in, I'm saving roughly 30 cents on tax. So if I'm putting in, 100,000, well, there's limits, but just as an example, you put in 100 grand, I'm saving my tax bill by 30 grand. That's where I kind of go, oh, I kind of like the traditional if I'm in a high income scenario. The math actually works out to where Roth is better, but it feels good to not pay taxes. So I can argue that either way. So the first thing, if you don't have an employer account, you just set up your own. You contact Vanguard, you set up your account. If you can set these up simply by calling the number, telling them your situation. They cannot give you investment advice, so I'll tell you what I would recommend and what I do personally, which is you just invest in mutual funds, good growth stock mutual funds, index funds. These are, to explain what that is, it's just a bucket of funds that are massive companies, like the top 500 companies, S&P 500. You've heard that on the news. That's a list of the top 500 companies that are publicly traded that are doing well. So you're diversifying by doing that. So if you just logged into Vanguard, there's things called tickers, which you'll hear that occasionally from someone. The ticker is like the little code that you're going to type in when you're investing. Once you set it up initially, you can type in that code, and then every time you invest, you can just keep throwing in the same code to make it extra simple. Don't complicate it. Some of the codes that are really good, like VOO is a Vanguard mutual fund. QQQ is another one. These are funds that have historic track records of 10% per year plus for freaking ever, for lots and lots of years in a row. So you're not going to do a whole lot better than that anywhere else, even from your cool friend on Instagram that took a picture in front of a Lamborghini and told you he was rich and you found out he was renting it. So this is what you do. Set up the account. The next thing is the most important thing. Just put a little bit of money in it. Even if you don't have a ton of money right now, let's say you only have a few grand in the bank, whatever it is, throw something in it so you can see it's there. Once it's there, if you have a consistent income, if you're working a regular W-2 job, you have this consistent money coming in, set it up on auto pay to just donate money, contribute money every single month to simplify it. You can set this up through Vanguard's app. You can pull it up on your phone. You can check it. It's very, very easy. And it's fun. After, like, I looked at mine today, and I looked at just like year to date, tens of thousands of dollars were made so far this year in my family's 401k/IRA accounts doing nothing. I haven't done anything, and it's grown thousands and thousands of dollars with zero effort. Compound interest is the seventh greatest wonder of the world, says Albert Einstein. He is kind of smart, so I am going to agree with him on that. So set the account up, put some money into it. If you're married, both of you do it. If you have kids, I've already had short videos explaining how you can set up, like a Roth IRA for your kid if you are a business owner, or if you are not, you can at least set up a 529 plan, which is just a regular college fund plan that you can then transfer over into a Roth when they turn 18, tax and penalty free, which is pretty cool because as you're throwing money into their 529, you're saving money on your tax bill. So that's a huge win on that one. That was this year's legislation actually took place, or it took place this year. I think it was voted on like 2 years ago. So that was fantastic. So index funds, mutual funds, fantastic. I'll touch just briefly on something If you don't understand it, so if you don't understand the investment, I would probably just shy away. If you have friends that are posting crap online about their crypto gains, they're not posting about their crypto losses. And my personal opinion on crypto is it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not saying it's not great. I don't invest in it unless I'm doing it as a gamble. I just look at it as going to Vegas. If I'm going to Vegas and I'm gambling, it is entertainment for me that may turn into a good result. It may lose all my money. Most of the time you're going to lose. That's been my experience with crypto is I throw it in and it's a surefire way to turn that money into 50% less almost every time. If you ever want your crypto stocks to tank, tell me which one it is. I'll buy it and it will for sure go down. I also have had friends that have killed it in crypto. So I'm not saying it's not possible. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. So I would never suggest it. The other thing I don't suggest is single stocks. Single stocks are going, you pick a stock. Hey, I like Apple. I like Tesla. I like my friend's company that just recently went public. Let's throw it into here. They're fun. Just look at it as gambling. It's likely not going to do a whole lot for you. I would never recommend putting a large portion of your net. It's likely not going to do a whole lot for you. I would never recommend putting a large portion of your Vanguard. Start investing, set it up on auto pay. That's your most simple way to do it. And if you're using mutual funds that are getting you 7 to 10 or 12% per year, your money is going to double every 7 to 10 years. And just do the math. If you have, a little bit of money, double it, double it, double it. All of a sudden that money gets huge. So that's the point there. Just do it. This will, I'll tell you one other point on this as well. If you look at the greatest investor on planet Earth that has ever existed, we all know who it is, Warren Buffett. His personal plan, so he's like the greatest of all time at investing. He's always making 20+% per year. And everyone goes, holy cow, how do you do that? He's really good at reading financial statements of companies that are undervalued. He finds that, hey, if I just threw money at this company and they use that money to do what they're already doing, they're going to blow up. My money's going to grow. He's really good at that. Most of us are not. So he has put out bets to the universe and said, hey, if anyone can beat just a regular old index fund like the S&P 500, if you can beat it for 10 plus years in a row, I'll give you $1 million if you just beat it. Nobody has won yet. There's been a few people that have gotten close. So that gives you an indication. He's really good at that. The rest of us are probably not. So stick to what works. Nice, easy mutual funds, index funds. Basically the same thing. One's actively managed, one's passively managed. Part of Warren Buffett's plan when he dies, which also gives me the confidence that I'm saying the right stuff here, is when he is dead, it literally says I've heard him talk about this on podcasts, when he dies, most of his money is getting donated to philanthropy and all that, which is cool and whatever, but his actual investment accounts, they're not going to some great money manager. They're going to just a regular old boring index fund because he knows that will outperform anybody's sweet funds that they are pretending that they're the best at. So that's the gist of the video. Message, comment, send me messages, specific questions if you have them. I'll happily help. We can kind of get into further stuff of what a financial planner what would actually do for you in the future. They're usually, I can help you with estate planning type of scenarios, anything like that. If you're just trying to get set up and trying to figure out where to go, let me know what your question is. I'll try to help. It'll be free, obviously, which is the point because you keep all your money instead of giving a little portion of that to a financial planner. So let me know if you have questions. Thanks.